47 seconds. That's all the time they had to stop a train carrying hazardous chemicals from destroying Northwest Ohio City.
You might remember the story. A train gets loose in Toledo and travels nearly 70 miles without a single person on board. That story is now the plot for a major motion picture.
13 ABC's Jennifer Gerald caught up with the 3 stars of the movie Unstoppable. The real stars for this story you'll only see on 13 ABC.
Yeah, Lee, we didn't talk with Denzel Washington or Chris Pine, but we did talk with the 3 heroes of this story about that day, how they managed to stop the train, and what they think of the movie.
Calling unbelievable. A freight train, unmanned, chugged out of control for nearly 70 miles through Northwest Ohio today.
We saw this train going through Findlay and heading south down through Arlington.
It all started here at the CSX rail yard in Walbridge. The 47-car train got away and traveled unmanned for nearly 70 miles towards Kenton.
So we had a little less than 2 miles to tie on and get it under control.
It would have derailed and it would tore that town up.
Sheriff's deputies tried to shoot the fuel cutoff valve. CSX officials attempted to derail the train. Nothing worked.
We didn't know anything about any of it, just catch it. Just throw the rule book out the window and catch it.
But it was still a struggle because it's pulling in full throttle at the 8888 and then we're in full brake trying to slow it down. So we're in a tug of war motion now.
And I was able to successfully mount it at about 12.5, 13 miles an hour and shut the throttle off.
Together, these 3 men stopped the train. It never derailed. No one was hurt. They thought the story was finished.
We have an unmanned train rolling into a highly populated area with no air brakes.
Yeah.
20th Century Fox contacted the 3 men about plans to make a movie based on their story. John Hosfeld hasn't seen the movie yet, but Jesse and Terry have. They say the storyline is accurate.
I'm Will Colson. We're working together today at train 1206. Is there a problem?
I just don't like working at a damn daycare center.
I don't like working at a retirement home, so.
All right.
And the characters mirror themselves.
Where he comes in and introduces himself to Denzel and another older guy that's sitting at the bench, and he sticks his hand out and nobody shakes his hand, and he asks if there's a problem. That really happened to me. That was my first day on the railroad.
How about you? You married?
Got 2 beautiful daughters.
He's a widower. And he has 2 daughters that work at Hooters. And both my daughters worked at Hooters.
These men say they're proud not only to be part of the movie, but also to be part of the story.
The production company did pay the men for their story. When I asked how much they got, Terry Forson laughed and said, "I'm still working for the railroad." The men were also invited out to Los Angeles for the premiere of the movie. Unstoppable was released nationwide today. Reporting live in the Action News Center, Jennifer Gerald, 13 ABC Action News.
They've been missing now for more than 6 months. Hard to believe, but the mother of the 3 Skelton brothers now has sole legal and physical custody. It has been an ongoing fight that ended today in court. 13 ABC's Jennifer Gerald was in the courtroom today where the father of the boys contended he did not take his kids.
John Skelton returned to a Lenawee County courtroom this morning, clean-shaven and looking noticeably healthier. He and his wife Tanya signed a judgment of divorce, but moments into the hearing,
I'm no longer satisfied with the settlement, but I was given assurances.
Skelton was requesting legal custody of the children, all of whom have been missing since late November. The mother of the boys was asking the judge for both legal and physical custody.
If she is granted custody, they won't be available to either of us.
During the divorce trial, Tanya took the stand. John Skelton, acting as his own defense, was given the opportunity to question his wife.
Do you believe the children are safe?
No, because they're not living with their parent. You may answer if you know the answer.
Is it your opinion that the boys are still alive?
Objection.
Tanya never made eye contact with her husband.
That it is in the best interest of 3 minor children to be in the sole legal and sole physical custody of their mother, Tanya Skelton.
She wiped away tears as the judge awarded her custody of her 3 boys, who now, in the eyes of the law, are with her, but in reality remain missing. In Adrian, Jennifer Gerald, 13 ABC Action News.
The judge also granted the couple a divorce. John Skelton will return to court tomorrow for an arraignment on charges of kidnapping and unlawful imprisonment in connection with the disappearance of those 3 boys.
The trouble started about 10:30 Saturday night at the Speedway gas station at Secor and Lasky.
13 ABC's Jennifer Gerald talked with the victim's sons today. Jen, they're calling him a hero.
He was trying to do the right thing, but he was killed in the process. The reality is setting in for Adam and Danny York. The brothers will never see their father again.
He would always, when he would see my brother and I, say, hey, Spud. And we'll honestly probably miss that stuff the most.
This guy took something from us. He didn't just take my dad, he took a part of my life.
This guy is Jeffrey Dupuy. He appeared in court today shackled and in a wheelchair to face a charge of murder.
Tragic. It didn't have to happen.
Detective Quinn says Dupuy's son Jacob, who has Tourette's syndrome, became upset because his credit card wasn't working. The 18-year-old then punched another customer inside the store.
There so happened to be a 911 operator inside of the gas station when that occurred and called and said there had been an assault, and we didn't have the crews to send.
Moments later, the father and son left the store and got into a minivan. Randall York tried to stop them from fleeing when police say the older Dupuy put on the gas, hitting him and dragging him about 60 feet.
Really, all I can do right now is kind of just remember the great times, I did have with him, and I know that he did die a hero.
And that is how Randall York's sons will remember their father. Tourette's syndrome is a neurological disorder characterized by repetitive involuntary movements. Jacob Dupuy has been charged with assault. Reporting live downtown, Jennifer Gerald, 13 ABC Action News.